Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Thursday, December 19, 2024. I'm here to give you another episode because I didn't want this day to go by without me coming here and speaking about this. It's a very tragic story, you guys. It's a story that is very close to me in the sense that I experienced you know, dealing with the nursing home when my mom was alive and going through nursing home with her, having her in a nursing home most of the pandemic time also. And I always come here and tell you guys that if you have a family member, always check on your people, okay? Even if you live far away, there are many ways that you can pay somebody to go at least for dinner time, right? And just give you some type of feedback about your loved one, how they see them, who's working that night, how's the room, where they change and things like this. You can hire somebody, interview people, hire somebody for at least 1 hour a day, and you can probably pay them, um, some type of money that they can go and check on your parents if you live far away, your loved one, or if you have like an aunt or somebody that needs somebody to be checking on them. This is the case of the Colonial Heights Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. 18 staff members were arrested yesterday, okay, after a woman was found dead in that facility, and to have 18 staff members arrested is shocking. It's just everything about what goes on inside this nursing home. It's very gruesome, so I'm going to give you a trigger warning. I'm going to try my best to read to you guys this article. When I read it, you guys, like I said, it really shocked me. I had to stop myself from listening to this news report that I was watching about. Because I always, when I saw the story earlier today, I was like, wow, 18 staff member out of a nursing home. I was like, what were they doing? Like were they putting stuff on the food or something? But to learn that what actually happened is so shocking, you guys. It's so sad to be like that to people who are vulnerable, who cannot speak to themselves. When God calls you to be the hands and feet of Jesus, right? To defend people, to care for people, and you are going to be in this position to do something good and you're going to turn it complete to evil. It is shocking. Once again, I say to you, if you have a family member in a nursing home, check on your people, okay? Chesterfield Judge James O'Connell called the allegations laid out by a prosecutor against Colonial Heights Rehabilitation and Nursing Center gut-wrenching, aggravating, and horrendous, okay? They were today in court. It says here they were among the 18 staff members arrested Wednesday when dozens of police officers and state officials show up at the nursing home. Imagine that scene. When my mom was at the nursing home after the pandemic and before that, like I would always alternate with my sister. So visiting a nursing home was a very normal thing for me. It was like after work, go. It wasn't like, oh, I don't go on the weekends. It was weekends, nights, all of that. Anytime that I get a chance, I will show up. To see dozens of officers and state officials just basically go into that nursing home at that moment, something is up and it's really bad, right? And they arrested 18 staff members, it says here. It says here that in making her argument against bail for both defendants, Colonial Heights prosecutor Noel told the judge the victim in this case was a 74-year-old woman with cerebral palsy and diabetes. She said the woman was supposed to be removed by a lift out of her bed. That is so sad, you guys. She was when people depend on a Hoyer lift to be moved out of the bed. Is a time schedule for that. Pressure wounds can happen very fast, right? And you have to be on top of it, okay? And the nursing home, especially a nursing home that's a rehab center, they're supposed to be specializing on that. They're supposed to be trained for that. And if they're trained for that, they know they cannot keep a patient in bed in the same position for a long time because they will get pressure wounds, okay? So this woman who died, 74-year-old, she has cerebral palsy and diabetes. And the woman was supposed to be removed by a lift out of her bed, but she was never done, and records falsified to show that she has been. That's another thing, okay? You need to understand the type of society that we're living in right now. People cannot afford, if people are not even able to afford their rent or food, they're going to rely on getting 1, 2, 3 jobs, right? Just to make ends meet. Meaning they're not going to give 100% to every job. And people are just showing up to get money, regardless what type of job they're doing. Like I said, you guys, you can go to a restaurant and you can order to go something. You get home, you pay so much money for this food, and you're missing like 3 things. And you're like, man, they're not even paying attention. Like I repeated my order a couple times. And you know, whatever, you don't go back, or you might do a complaint and you go on with your life, right? But a nursing home, when you're dealing with a human being, okay? You have to remember that these are people who depend on you to feed them, to change them, to be there for them, to change their position so that they don't get pressure wounds. How tragic it is. And that's what I'm saying. When you have people right now who are depending on 1, 2, or 3 jobs, they're not giving 100% to every job. And it is so sad because people at nursing homes, they suffer, right? They hire these people just because they need to have somebody there. They don't know how to speak to patients. They're rough with them, right? And that's the thing that I keep repeating myself. You have to check on your people. A lot of the people working in nursing homes, I know not everybody's a bad person. I encounter marvelous people, and people who do care, who do the job because they care for people. But, you have to show up and show your face, okay? And stop saying, I'll be there at 10 a.m. this day. And like, show up unannounced. Like, why are you announcing every time that you're going? Like, for me, in my case, I will show up. Like, if I'm off from work today, I'll just show up in the morning. They used to see me every time for dinner. I will show up in the morning. I will show up on a Saturday. They're not used to see me on Saturday, let's just say, right? Stop announcing every step, right? Show up unannounced, check on your people. If you cannot be there, if you have a family member far away in another state, hire somebody, do interviews, hire like somebody that you can be like, can I put you in the paperwork so they can let you in to see my loved one for dinner time, and you have dinner with them, and read a book or something, and give me some type of feedback about them. Always have to have somebody from the outside go in. It is crazy that this woman was left in her bed, was never returned. She relied on the help of other people. This is so sad, you guys. I cannot imagine the pain that the family is dealing with right now. And the thing about elder care is that people in our human proudness mindset, we think that nobody's gonna get old, and people say, "Oh no, I watch what I eat. I will never be in a nursing home." But what? You get in a car, you get in an accident, you might be paralyzed for life. What are you talking about? People think they have control of their life, and they think that will never be them. Okay, they always think that they control everything in their life, and like I said, it's so sad that sometimes you have to put it like this and be like, yeah, there are people out there who are getting so many jobs. They don't care. They're just there to cash a check. Okay, and it's so sad. They feed people super fast too. They feed their food super fast. That's why I always emphasize, if you're gonna go or have somebody go in for you, always go during meal times, right? And bring some additional food or something. It's so sad, you guys. Let me continue to read here. The prosecutor said the woman was left in her bed for days. She was left in her bed for days in her own urine and feces, and was never turned. No, she was never changed. And her wounds from the poor care were so bad that Adult Protective Services originally thought she was a victim of another type of assault. You guys can understand what I mean. I don't want to say it here so they don't censor this. That was not the case. The flesh wounds to the patient private areas were so bad they were described as necrotic. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure, I don't know if I'm mispronouncing that word, but it's just necrotic. Necrotic. They view photos of the wounds that were shown to the judge, and they can report the bare sores on the victim's back was covered in tissue that appeared to be black in color. I'm just gonna leave it there. It's so sad, you guys. I cannot imagine the pain of this family knowing that this happened to their loved one. Nobody should have experienced something like this. Okay? People, you have to understand, people want to tell you what you want to hear. Okay? When you call, because everybody, and like I said, you guys, let me just explain what I mean. You need to understand that people want to tell you what you want to hear. If you say, no, but I called and they told me she's doing good, show up, okay? You get on the phone and you go, hey, can you tell me how my parent is? Oh, they're doing great. They're fantastic. They're smiling today. Do you think that's your feedback? You need to be showing up, show your face, show there, go and see your family member. People, when they want to, this is here the administrator, when they were investigating this nursing home back in early November, she tried to hide evidence of abuse. That's why she was in jail today, okay? That's why they're going to go on trial now. This is why she got arrested on the spot when the state got into that nursing home. Some people, they just want to tell you, want to hear, they want to cover themselves because they want to keep a paycheck. And they say, well, this patient doesn't talk for themselves. They don't say anything. Like, who's going to tell on them, right? I always said during the pandemic, we should be able to have cameras in the rooms of these nursing homes. It's not the first time something like this happened, okay? Like I said, I know because of work schedule and necessity, and sometimes, people are by themselves. They cannot care for a parent. They have to put them in a nursing home. But if you are nearby, make the effort to go or hire somebody to go 1 hour a day. You can even pay them like minimum wage. Somebody that you know from a church, a family friend, or somebody who have 1 hour to spare to go 3 times a week and give you some type of feedback, right? You have to check on your people. That's the bottom line, okay? And because that's how especially if they cannot speak for themselves, especially if they don't even speak the language, right? You have to be on top of it and make sure you're on top of medication changes. You're on top of room changes too. Just be present, okay? I'm not sure the case of this woman who died here. All I'm saying is that, regardless, right? If you don't show up, if you able to show up or not, the staff needs to do a better job, obviously, right? It is inhumane that they were able to do this to somebody. And I'm glad that they got arrested, and I'm glad that the state was on it. I am glad that 18 staff members were taken down, like they were taken and arrested that day. I am glad that happened because you can also, when they work in a team, they also cover themselves, right? So, like I said, I met great people, great doctors. Not everybody's like that. Not every nursing home is bad, but there are those cases like this one, right? So if you have somebody in a nursing home, a loved one, check on your family member, guys. Let me know what you think about this, and let me know if you have any experience dealing with a nursing home. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Have a good day, everyone. God bless.